Welcome back. We are in season 3 of Project Adopt Live, brought to you by Hope for Animals in collaboration with our friends from the arts and media industries. My name is Audrey Lim.
My name is Melodee. So Hope for Animals is a homegrown advocacy group. We partner up with various animal welfare groups to help them with fundraising, bring awareness, adoption and campaigns. So currently right now what we are doing is we have started Project Adopt Live, which we provide a platform. Because of COVID right now, I mean, there's no events, right?
It's rough.
Yeah, so the shelters are having a lot of trouble with adoption, with fundraising. So this is where Project Adopt Live comes in. We actually create this live streaming so that we can show you the pets that are for adoption, let you know about it, answer your questions if you have any with regards to adoption or being a pet owner itself.
And before we go any further, we thought we'd bring you through our highlight reel for season 2. Here's what you missed. You've seen so much love, so many new homes that we found for so many wonderful fur babies, and you can hear a couple of more guests that we have in the background for this episode. And we are going to have something new this season. We're going to be running a giveaway contest at the start, the middle, and the end of this episode, sponsored by Yappy Pets. 3 lucky winners will be specially picked to get a Happy Pal bag. So stay tuned all the way. Wow, as you can see, we've got so many people up on our special blue couch, including someone that you might have seen in our pet pool episode. We've got with them the 2 important ladies from Action for Singapore Dogs, ASD. We've got Lisa and Wendy. Hello Lisa, hello Wendy.
Hello.
Nice to have you all back. If you at home are not familiar with ASD, Action for Singapore Dogs is a society, a non-profit animal welfare group that was started, hello baby, that was established in 2000 with a no-kill philosophy devoted to helping the stray and abandoned dogs in Singapore through rehoming, sterilization, rescue, advocacy and awareness. The adoption process by AWG, after we pass them the filled up forms from the public, is as such, so running you through. So if you see a dog today that you really want to bring home into your life, fill up the form, step 1. Step 2, the adoption counselor will get in touch to elaborate on prospective pets and discuss further details. There'll be a meet and greet session to assess the affinity of the adopter and the pet, because if you're going to bring someone new into your home, you want to make sure that your personalities are a really good match. Once all this has been ironed out, the adopters will arrange to sign adoption forms and bring the pet for a homestay. The adoption fees, because everyone keeps asking about this, $230 for a male dog for a Singapore Special, $250 for a female Singapore Special. We've got some additional information for you at home. Some dogs can be HDB approved if they are eligible. We'll talk a little bit more about what makes for an eligible dog later on. The adoption fee does include vaccination, microchipping, desexing, and health screening. And without further ado, let's move right into the puppies. Who do we have? Who do we have on our blue couch?
We have Sake. This is Sake. There's a small one here. And then we have Dollar. They actually, you should have seen them before on the previous episode where we were at the Wag and Wow.
Yeah.
And the raw.
And Sake was much smaller then, yeah?
Yeah, that time she still could sit on my lap.
Half the size.
But actually she's already 5 months old.
Right.
Sake, she's still considerably quite small for a 5 months old. And we hope that she keep it that way. Sake, but big in
Big in personality,
Very.
massive in personality. She is not a shy girl.
yes. Sake, come here.
And she's only 5 months old,
Yeah.
so you can look forward to a lot of her puppy stage right now, right?
Yes. Come on, darling. Okay, let go.
And even though she's a puppy, she does very well off leash. You were sharing with us earlier on.
So she goes trekking with me. Her recall is great. She's not scared of anything. Fearless, totally fearless, and then bounce of energy. So we actually are looking for a very outgoing family, okay, to be with her because she doesn't stop. I mean, she has been running non-stop for an hour already. Okay.
So she's perfect for people who love to exercise,
Yes.
who go hiking.
yes,
Super high energy household.
yeah, and she's not scared of bicycles and all that.
It should be perfect for anybody who wants to stay fit.
Yes, so she will really keep you fit.
On your toes, definitely.
huh?
And she has no compunctions. She's not shy in the least. So if you're the type of person who needs a very soft, relaxed buddy at home when you come back from work, maybe Sake is not the girl for you. But on the other hand, if you are mile a minute, let's go, let's get to the next adventure.
Yeah.
You want to have dinner parties, you want to have lots of adventure in your life, Sake. Best pairing in your household.
So I realized Sake is wearing a...
She's wearing a diaper. Okay, I mean, she has a birth defect. So that's the only thing why she's not getting adopted as fast. She's not getting adopted as easy as the rest because she has a birth defect. Dollar!
It's fine.
So in case you missed out over the barking of Dollar because he's being irritated that he's being ignored, Sake actually has a birth defect with regards to her bladder, right?
She has no control over her bowel. Okay, she doesn't know how to poo on her own. She doesn't know how to pee on her own.
Oh.
That means she will actually need help in expressing her system. Dollar up, Sake, Sake. Yeah.
So how often, how many times a day do you need to help Sake
Definitely
express?
recommended she has to do it twice a day. That you
Right.
need to help her to express. It's also recommended that she doesn't wear diaper 24/7 because if she wears it, the risk of infection is higher.
I see.
Yeah, so people adopting her has to be more concerned about she'll be dribbling her pee once in a while. A lot of cleaning to do, okay? But it's not like she will have a lot lah. And then her diet-wise has to be quite restricted.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because if anything goes off, right, and she'll have bout of diarrhea, right, it's very messy lah.
Right.
Yeah, so, but other than that, that's all lah. I mean, that's the only thing that you have to keep in mind if you want to adopt her is that she cannot control her own bowels and all. It's the
But as you
extra
can see
cleaning.
on the screen right now, this birth defect has not slowed this little girl down. She is bouncing and she has not stopped bouncing off the walls since we got into the space. She has welcomed every single person and puppy immediately when they come through, and
Yeah.
you can't tell. She can't tell that she's got a birth defect.
Oh, it's
so I
not
don't
stopping
think,
her.
it's not affected her liveliness and her zest for life at all. You can tell she's the only one who cannot sit still for the camera. She's off. She's on an adventure.
Sake. But of course, she do have her downtime.
Yes.
Yeah. But once she's downtime, she's actually very affectionate. She really just like, okay, let's let you be, watch you from far, you know. But once you like engage with her, okay, that's it. You have just switch it on and she doesn't go off until like you're really...
Can I clarify that if somebody is interested in Sake and they are concerned that they might not be able to express or they are not sure of this?
On this, we will teach you how to do it.
Amazing.
Yeah, but of course, because she's looking at herself in the camera. Sake, come here.
Such a
Come
woman.
here. Come here. Come here.
Saki, where are you going? Where are you going, baby?
So that means what you're saying is that by hook or crook, whoever adopts her, you guys will actually guide them throughout the entire stages.
Yes, okay. We have seek medical advice, you know, could it be resolved? Okay, so no operation can actually help her in that. The only thing is that she's been going through, you know, consistent acupuncture. The acupuncture will actually, hey, come here. The acupuncture will actually help to tighten her anus and keep it that way.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because if the anus is always prolapsed, right, means the poop and pee will always just keep popping up.
Coming up. Right. Understand.
Hey, come here.
So Sake will definitely take some time to. I mean, for the owners, it'll probably take them some time to get used to Sake's condition.
Yeah.
But with the help of you guys will help the owners learn how to manage it.
Correct. So if you are an OCD person, then I don't think she's
Maybe,
the right person.
maybe not the best fit.
Yeah,
if you're
correct.
very, very particular about how you keep your home and you don't have the time or the energy to expend on a puppy with a birth defect, maybe Sake is not the best fit. But on the other hand, if you are a lively, energetic person and you want this battery of energy in your home and you don't mind cleaning up just a little bit, Sake is the girl for you.
Yeah.
Training will be provided. You will be told how to care for this pet.
I mean, it's perfect. When you come to adopting from a shelter, the shelter will actually guide you through everything. No shelter will abandon you with a pet. So when you
Yeah.
adopt from ASD, they will actually help you throughout the entire stage with regards to the first few weeks to end of the years. I mean, throughout the entire way. ASD is basically like a family because they will help you throughout everything.
Yeah, we have a support. We usually will support through lah. We don't just cut off from there. Because at the end of the day, is we don't want to just, you know, the adopter, they have a lot of doubts, right? Then they will give up the dog even easier.
Correct.
End of the day, the dog will still come back. Then it doesn't work that way.
Correct,
So we
correct.
will work hand in hand. And of course, we also advise that adopter must listen to us lah, you know, be cooperative lah,
It's
you
like
know.
listening to
yeah,
doctors, right?
correct. You don't listen to it, then the dog has issue, then not that we never advise,
Right,
right?
right,
So
right.
it works both ways lah. Yeah, but other than that, she's totally fine. You know, she's great.
So if you're interested to adopt Sake or you have more inquiries about it, feel free to ask questions or fill out the form that we have attached in our comments and our video feed. From there, we'll be able to pass the forms over to ASD, who will then filter out and contact you guys.
And on the big plus side, yes, Sake is HDB approved.
Yeah, thankfully, she's already 5 months old. So you can see that her size is quite small. Okay, we try to keep her small. Dollar is already 8 months, so you can see the size difference is half. Yeah. So being HDB approved opens up more adopters potential to, you know, be able to adopt her.
Right.
Yeah, but of course, the main thing is the cleaning part lah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So we're going to be moving on to Dollar, but keep your questions coming in. If you've got specific questions about Sake, we're going to take this point in time to say thank you to our sound equipment sponsor, Sennheiser Singapore, who has been on board with us supporting Project Adopt Live since season 1. Thank you for the loan of the lapel mics and the on-camera microphones. Thanks, Sennheiser.
Oh, it's been so long already since season 1.
It has been a minute, huh, Melodee?
It's like almost a year, I think, when we started, like in April. So it's really amazing. Sennheiser has been supporting us throughout the entire 3 seasons. And he's been doing such a great job at helping convey the audio over.
We love you. Thanks.
Come on.
So we're moving on to Dollar.
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately, Dollar is still around.
But
She-
Dollar is still like, she's such a good size.
Actually, right, she has already hit 55 cm. 55 cm is the limit size for a dog.
Right.
Just that because she's on a slim build, so she doesn't look too big.
Right.
Okay, so a dog is from the ground to the shoulder blade,
Shoulder.
which is 55. So anything that is above that, that won't be HDB approved.
So she's not.
We are, right?
Right now,
She is.
Yeah.
but she could grow bigger.
But she is at this current point of time.
Yes. Right now, so act fast while Dollar is still exactly 55 cm. You can see she's very treat motivated. She's walking around trying to discern who has the best snack, who is going to give me the best snack, and you can see how well how very much food motivated she is. And if you were listening in the background, those dulcet barks were from Dollar. So if you like a chatty addition to your home, who is exactly the right height, this is a great fit for you. What about her personality?
Okay, Dollar do take a while to warm up. That's why until now, you know, she's still around. She came from a litter of 6.
Right.
So everyone's adopted except her. Okay. She needs time you need time, like, you give her some time to trust you. But once she trusts you, right, I tell her she's very affectionate, she sticks with you. She
Like
goes
how she's sticking with you now.
Yes.
You can see it's a trust, a bond of
Yeah.
trust.
And as long as the dog is very treat motivated, right, it's very easy to train.
Right.
Yeah. You just need to be a bit more patient with her, you know, and to understand her lah. Okay. And any dogs can. Let me see the capo.
And she's
Sake
going
is
to
back
all the
in.
treats.
Yeah. So We are not expecting to have children in the family because
Right.
if she were to bark,
It may scare them.
correct. So that's not the most conducive family for her. A young couple family, or with mostly all just adults, will be better.
Right.
Okay, she goes trekking with me as soon as, and she can be off leash.
So her recall is good.
Good. She's the kind that she runs in the distance, but she'll just turn around, make sure that it's still around.
So for
Right.
people at
comes
home
back.
who aren't familiar, what does recall mean?
Recall meanings like, even they are far away, and once you call them, they actually returns back.
Okay, so they
You don't
know
have
their
to
name.
chase
When
after
off
them.
leash.
When off leash.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's going to be pair bonded with you for life. And again, that's her beautiful voice. And if you choose to bring this beautiful girl into your home, it's going to be a very passionate bonding experience.
Yeah.
Once she sticks to you, she's with you for
Yes.
life.
Yeah, she's with you for. She's the kind like the one owner kind, and she doesn't change.
So basically, like any other dog, or rather any other person, it takes time to get to know you, to bond with you, to trust the person, like anyone else in our lives, right?
Yeah.
And then once you trust the person, like for Dollar, once you have a trust, she's very loyal.
She's very good. Yeah. Just have to give her time now. I mean, that's the only thing that's lacking. That not many people are very patient with her.
Right.
Because every time the first impression kills, and she always
Right,
barks.
I
Right? She
see.
barked at you like the start.
Yeah.
And
There she goes.
Yeah.
She barks again.
Yeah.
She's a chatty woman.
But she doesn't mean any harm. She just like
Like,
give her
hi.
space. Yeah.
And I understand from what you told me earlier, she's also cat friendly.
Yes. So all my dogs are cat friendly because I have cats in my house.
Cat friendly. Dogs that are cat friendly, you don't get it often.
Yes. So I mean, they all grew up with the cats. She was drinking milk with the cat. My cat actually drink milk with them in their food and all that. So,
Wow.
yeah, cat friendly, and she's definitely great with dogs also. She doesn't. Yeah.
So for people who have the stereotype that thinks that dogs and cats cannot get along,
Oh,
this
they
is a
get along
very
very
good example
well.
of not ever been true. I would think that any dogs that get fostered by Lisa here will probably be cat friendly.
Definitely
By
will be there.
default.
So if you're looking for maybe a cat and a dog, this would be the perfect dog for you to introduce to your home. And Dollar loves to go out trekking, as
yeah.
Lisa have mentioned.
And she's also a very affectionate girl. I mean, she's the one that she can sleep with you on your pillow.
Oh, that you can cozy up
Yeah,
with.
she can do that. But
So will you say that she can also be a dog to lay back watch the movies with?
yes, she can. Gone.
Oh, that's what was happening. I was wondering why Saki was suddenly so quiet.
Yes, she will
found the
be.
treat
She will
bowl.
be. Yeah.
So if you have any questions, feel free to comment in, or like again, there is a form for you to fill out if you are looking to foster or actually adopt Dollar or Saki. I mean, they are right here.
And we have the fosterers in the building on the couch. So if you have specific questions, these are the women best placed to help you answer them.
Dollar is so cute. I mean, for a Singapore special, she is relatively leaning on the smaller side,
Yes, it's a
slender build.
Yes, correct.
So both of them love exercising. Do they actually just sit down, chill at home?
They do. I mean, because right now they're still young, right? I mean, she's only 8 months old. She's 5 months old. So energy level will be there until at least 2 years old.
Right.
For them to be really more calm and like don't really fuss much about, Yeah.
Right.
So ample exercise is definitely more required. If not, you have always the pent-up energy, right? Then, they will be destructive.
Right.
It's boredom. So
Oh wow, no, they're eating it out of your hand.
I know.
So as you
there
can
it
see, they are
goes.
they love treats.
Yeah.
So treat motivated equals easier for you to
Yes.
train.
So what are the snacks that you're giving them?
So this,
It's duck jerky.
Very cool.
Alright, so probably if you are interested to adopt Dollar or Saki, again, feel free to fill up the forms. We are going to move on to our next dog.
But before that, we want to say a big thank you to our live stream production partner, Cactus Singapore, for their kind sponsorship of videography and multi-cam stream services, an example of which you are watching right now. Hit them up if you have any camera needs. They know what's going on. We're going to say thank you to these two beautiful ladies and the 2 beautiful fur babies. We've got Brenna coming up.
yeah. Brenna.
Brenna!
While we
Bye,
are
girls.
maybe waiting for Brenna to chill and the other dogs to go offset, probably we have actually a giveaway sponsored by Yappy Pets.
Yes, so our very first question for our giveaway, for our happy boxes. Question number 1, and this is going to be fastest fingers first. First person to comment wins it. What does PAL stand for? What does PAL stand for? This is a giveaway question, so we are looking for the first person to get in with
see how
that
this
right
monkey-
answer. There will be 3 winners for the 3 questions. Look out for your message inbox. Our volunteers will be contacting you with regards to your prize. Fastest person first. Prizes are sponsored by Yappy Pets once again. Thank you, Yappy Pets. In the meantime, here we are. We have Brenna.
Brenna came from a factory, a construction site. We just rescued her less than a month ago. She was with her son. We got the son earlier, but the son has heartworm, so he's not ready for adoption.
Right.
But both mother and son has very nice temperament.
Yeah,
so
I can see she's
this
so sweet.
is a fresh rescue less than a month, okay, from the streets. So you don't really get this kind of temperament that easily off the street, okay. Her health is all cleared. No, thinking that the son had heartworm, we thought that she would also have it, but she didn't. All right. Very affectionate. She's HDB approved.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
She's about 3 years old.
I think about 4.
About 4?
Yeah,
Okay.
about
So she's
4.
about 4. So definitely she's very mellow. No more destruction and stuff like
As you
that.
can see with Sake and Dollar.
Yeah.
So sweet.
She's very sweet. Okay. She's also cat friendly. She walks pretty well. So I would say that even if you're a first time dog owner, and because she's HDB approved, so there'll be a door. No, so there will be this 6-week training. I think any first time dog owner, right, she is suitable.
Right, so
Yeah.
what's this project Adore you are talking about?
Okay, Project Adore is actually a program set by AVS that, to allow more mongrels to be adopted in HDB. And that's why they came with the limit with the height,
Right.
okay? So it's 55 from below. And if you want to adopt that, you also need this 6 weeks mandatory training to get it officially licensed. Yeah, that's Adore.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brenda is, how old is she again? 4 years old.
Yeah, about
3.
4.
3 coming 4.
No, I should be
About
4.
4,
Yeah,
okay.
we're trying because sometimes we don't know the histories.
Yes.
So we have to talk to the workers and try to find out more. So I think she's been around since 2016. Oh, so
Right.
that means actually maybe 5.
4 plus 5.
Details. You never ask a woman's age. It's not that important.
That is very true. Age does not define the character of a pet or a human. So you are mentioning that she's actually pretty good on leash as well, walking.
Yes, she's
Yeah, she actually learned very fast. Because when she
Yeah.
first came to you, she
yeah,
wasn't
correct.
very comfortable.
There we go. We finally see her beautiful face. Hi, Brenna.
Oh, if you actually manage to see, she has really, really amber eyes.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Can you see the amber eyes?
There you go. She's got supermodel eyes.
Yeah.
She's got those smoky bedroom eyes.
Yes.
Brenna, come
Right? You like your smoky
So
bedroom
she's
eyes?
a bit sweet personality, yeah?
on. Yeah, she is. Okay, okay. Dollar. Enough.
Will you say that she's street motivated?
She is. She is. Yeah.
No?
Okay.
Probably a
Dollar.
little bit distracted
Enough.
because Dollar
A
is
little bit,
greeting someone new who's
Enough.
just stepped in.
Dollar.
Dolla is doing her level best to protect us and announce that someone has come into the space. So you can tell, thank you, Dolla, you're doing a good
Enough.
job. But Brenna over here, by contrast, has been completely quiet. So she's just as curious about the person who just came into the space. But Brenna, by contrast, very quiet, very level, so mellow. And now I think you can finally get a look at her beautiful amber, her liquid eyes.
She's not skittish. Okay, she's
Not
actually
in the
just
least. There she
quite
is.
calm.
Oh, look at her eyes.
You know.
Very gentle,
Yes,
very
she
sweet.
is.
I think her personality is more of the type for people who just want to chill at home, a quiet dog.
Even if you have children, she will be quite okay.
It's good.
Yeah, but of course, with children, it's always the adults' responsibility to watch over them. They don't get too boisterous over the animals.
So basically, what you're saying is that if you have children at home, it will take some time for the dogs and the children to get along, and it's more recommended for the parents to oversee the entire interaction, right?
Correct, yeah. I mean, you don't want the children are always curious.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how calm your dog is, right? I mean, the children could be just doing this, but no, accidentally, if they were to pull a bit too hard, the dog would just react, you see.
Right.
Yeah, and then accidents happen.
Right.
So you don't want that. Okay.
So
Hi, come here.
we also need to teach our children to respect the pet as well, what we should and shouldn't do as well.
Correct. No matter how calm a dog is, there is always a threshold. Yeah.
I realize her color is not fully black. It's
She has a
little bit
pinch of copper,
Yeah.
white, yeah.
quite interesting color. Like you don't see a dog that has like maybe a mixture of a copper color. It's not often, and so much she has a curled tail. She's really a sweet dog.
She is. So like I say lah, she's less than a month rescue. Okay, first time dog owner, HDB approved, outdoor trained.
There's really nothing not to like about this girl, right?
I
Brenna?
don't have anything negative to say about her.
Very chill. She's just letting you like pet her face, you know. It's
Yeah.
so loving and so gentle. She's so used to humans.
Correct.
Considering she's a new rescue.
But she has her bubbly side.
Right.
Okay, she do belly up, you know, when she's happy she hops around and all that. So
Right.
there is the bubbly side of her. It's just that you won't be able to see it now because this is a new place.
Yes.
Yeah.
New place, new people walking in and out.
Correct,
Dollar
correct.
sounding the alarm every time someone walks through the door.
Like, look at her smile. She's very endearing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She's such. I almost think that she could be a therapy dog with how gentle she is.
Possible, yeah.
That's a very
Yeah.
good point. So if you've got people in your home who might be a bit skittish, not used to big dogs, this would be a brilliant way to start your family. A dog that is robustly sized. This girl is waiting for a good home. Are you the right answer? You might well be. Thanks for coming on the show, Brenna.
There's a form for you to fill out if you are interested to find out more. And if you are interested to adopt or foster, please fill out the form. You can also scan the QR code that we have shown below the screen, or you can fill out the form that is linked in the video caption.
Brenna had to go and sniff the person who just walked through the door. So thank you for bringing her around and for explaining what she's interested in. I noticed there's something very interesting here in the notes about her requiring a double leash.
Because she do get a little bit hoppy when she's outside.
Right.
Yeah, and her neck, right, is not very. I call it she has no neck, so the collar can just come off.
She has no neck.
Yeah. So for safety reason, right, usually for dogs that are just going off fresh for their homestay, we always require a double leash, a double collar, or a collar and a harness. It's for safety reason. Okay, many times you will always see lost dog posts.
Right.
Especially new rescue. Okay.
So when you talk about a double leash, what you're saying is that collar and a harness?
Yes, and then you can also have the harness with the body leash that's attached to the body.
Right.
And one is to the hand.
One
Yeah.
is to the hand. That's interesting.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So in case, sometimes when we have looking at the phone or pick up something, Dollar.
This is the chattiest episode we've had so far, I
Yeah.
think.
So there are times that people do accidentally drop the leash and then the dog runs off.
Right.
So with the additional harness and the leash that's attached to the human body, right?
Right.
Even if the one on the hand drops off, right, the dog's still attached to you.
Amazing. So you've got extra security. So that's a little bit of what you might need if you're welcoming the fresh rescue Brenna
Yes.
into your home. But thank you for explaining that to us.
Yeah. So
Fantastic. So we're moving on to our next guest, Frankie. But before that, we want to say thank you to another one of our sponsors, Yappy Pets. Now, Yappy Pets has recently launched a few new items in 2020. They have specially prepared 3 boxes with brands such as Earthmade, Lovable, and the new Happy Doggy Dental Chew Care for our live Q&A session. So thank you for doing that for us. For more information on the brands, or if you have any inquiries, you may contact them at their Facebook page or Instagram page up on your screen right now.
Perfect. So we are having Frankie coming in.
So we've got a new baby. Frankie's a 3-month-old baby.
So initially we're supposed to have Enya, but we understand that Enya have already been adopted.
Yes.
So we have today Frankie, which is one of the other dogs sibling.
Not Anya's sibling, but his sibling is here as well later.
okay.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So this is Frankie. He's from a litter of 6.
Right.
And
he's very white.
Yeah, he's about 3 months, but he's actually very big for
he
his
is.
age. He's a little bit nervous now. I think this is very new to him.
New environment,
Yeah.
new dogs and everything, right?
Yeah, but generally he's a very happy boy and quite confident as well if he knows you. Very handsome.
Very
And-
indeed. Check out his fur. It's such a nice blend of white and yellow. Oh, and his face is so
glistening.
droopy.
Oh, he looks a little bit cautious because you've got Sake's boundless energy, and he's sort of like, oh dear, what's happening right now?
So as Wendy earlier mentioned, he's actually quite confident, but it takes a while for him to get
yeah.
used to the surroundings, right? You see, Dollar is very interested to get the attention.
Dollar.
So, what can you tell us a little bit more about Frankie in terms of his personality or his behavior at home?
Besides his obvious FOMO, he can hear all the dogs running around. He's like, I want to go where they're going.
So he's very intelligent. So he knows some basic commands. He can walk on leash already, and toilet train on grass because his fosterer lives in a house with a bit of a garden.
Right.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and very happy boy. Generally happy to meet new people, and good with other dogs. Except today, he's I think a bit overwhelmed with these two.
I think so.
He's not met such boisterous dogs before, I think. So he plays well with other dogs. Quite a good boy, but I think he would need a firm adopter because I think he can be quite strong-willed and dominant if he is not kept in check.
Quite garang.
I think so.
So, Frankie would be suitable for somebody even if they are maybe a first-time owner as long as they are firm.
And willing to go for training. Yeah, I mean, they can be first timers, but preferably have done their research.
Right.
And willing to go for training.
Right. So, he would need to go for training?
It's not compulsory because he's not under Project Adore. But we always advise people who adopt puppies to go for training.
Right.
Because they may look very small and cute right now, but they grow very fast,
Right.
and when they become big and rambunctious, it's harder for them to, control them already.
Right. Basically, what you're saying is that as puppy, we need to instill certain things in them so that when they grow older, they've already learned it, they
Yes.
adapted to it. So similar to children, right? If we don't teach them values in life, when they grow older, they don't practice it, they don't know all these things. So probably same with puppies. I think it's harder for puppies because you can't verbally say it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so training wise, it will be good for you to bring your dog to go for training. And with the help of ASD, I think that helps a lot because they will help you with every step.
Yeah,
Any questions?
We
any
have trainers that works with us, and then we always have send them for group class and all
Right.
that we arrange. I mean, a few different trainers lah.
Right.
And then even if they are siblings, right, we always get them to get together for puppy socializing. Get to know each other.
Right.
Yeah, part of it. We try to urge the adopters to go, because we want them to start it right.
Correct.
And don't later 6 months down the road, I can't control my puppy, and they return back to us.
Right.
So end up we are still at the receiving end,
Correct.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about it is that they worked out with you guys. Their temperament was good, and then after they go into new home, and probably some miscommunication or ways of handling wasn't very well done, and then it goes back to not even square one. You are taking a step back even.
Yes, correct. Dollar.
Sorry. We're going to
Sorry.
take a minute. Dollar is having a moment.
So, will you say that Frankie would be good with children then?
I think for older children.
Older children.
Not toddlers.
Right,
because
right.
as Lisa was saying just now, toddlers, in a way, it's difficult to control what they do. They could accidentally pull their tail, and the
Right,
dog
right.
might retaliate by snapping. So I think an older children in the family would
Basically,
be better.
children that understand
Yes.
that, you know, no
You can tell
pulling.
them what to do.
Yeah.
That
what
animals
not to
aren't
do.
toys and they've got feelings too.
Yeah.
So maybe don't pull their tail because you wouldn't like someone to pull your hair. Things like that.
So Frankie would be suitable for people not in HDB.
Yes, currently Frankie is not HDB approved. He's too young. He's only 3 months. And as I said, he's the biggest in the litter. So he may exceed the HDB
Right.
limit.
So for people who are staying in condos or landed property, I think Frankie may be suitable for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is always a question out there why HDB dwellers always cannot get puppies, and why we are not rehoming puppies to HDB dwellers, or is it because they are richer so they can afford puppies and not the HDB dwellers? I mean, this is a very common thing we are always getting, but they do not understand it's because we do not know what is their size when they grow up.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, if they were to be over the limit, then how? If you get
Correct.
complaint, how? The dog will be evicted, you know. So why we are so rigid about puppies not to HDB is that's the only reason. It's looking far.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, that we don't want to break any laws in Singapore.
Correct.
Singapore said, I mean, our Singapore law is that HDB are not allowed to have very big dogs, and there is a height limit. And even though like maybe the puppy will still be like shorter than that limit, it's still not recommended for them to be rehomed
Because
into
they
a
might
HDB.
grow and they might exceed the 55 centimeter shoulder height limit.
Yeah.
So there's a reason, guys. It's not fun, but
I mean,
there
of-
is sense.
Of course,
behind
we
it.
would like to rehome all the dogs out, but we have to follow the rules.
Yeah. Because I think at the end of the day, the thing that you are most concerned about is finding a family that is really committed
Yes.
to looking after the dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 12-15 years commitment.
Correct.
Yeah.
We've got a question coming in from Facebook from Tiffany Evan Yip. She's asking, are there any HDB approved Singapore specials?
Ah, yes.
We've actually had one on the show just now.
Yeah. So most of the time when you hear HDB approved dogs, right, are usually above 8 months and above. You know, you won't get, okay, maybe sometimes 6 months. Like Sake, she's only 5 months old, but we already know that she's already HDB approved.
That's as big as she's gonna get.
She's not going to get any much bigger. Okay, we can tell from there. Because any 5 months old, it should not be that size.
Yes.
I mean, she's already she's 3 months? 3 months plus? It's about the same size as Sake. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so you can tell, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
to answer your question, Tiffany, yes, you've already seen 1 or 2 HDB approved dogs. Sake is HDB approved.
Yeah.
Brenna is HDB
Yes.
approved. We have more HDB approved Singapore specials coming up, so stay tuned.
So Frankie is, does he do well with other dogs and cats and?
Not sure about cats, but he's being fostered with other dogs and he's fine with them.
Right, so possibly only because Sake and Dollar is hyperactive, so that's why it's a little bit wary. But other than that, he does well.
Yeah.
And he's okay with strangers. So earlier on when Frankie came in, he was pretty welcoming actually. Like he was doing very well with other people around here.
Yeah, he's fine with people.
And it's great. So now that we've sent Sake and Dollar for a little walk, so we can see Frankie's personality starting to come out. You can see, oh, he's wagging his tail. He's so much more confident.
Yes,
yeah,
you can
I just
see.
saw him only today, so
Yeah, and he's really allowing you to pet him, and he still kissed you just now.
right.
So very affectionate. He was just a little bit cautious because he was not used to the whirlwind of energy that darling Sake brings with her. But now that Sake's been distracted away, oh no, now he's got the cautious face on again. Poor little Frankie. So perhaps if you've got a household that could use a bit of a man's man, I suppose.
Man's man.
Very comfortable with strangers, considering they've just met today and they're already flirting with each other.
We have a form filled out for you just at the comment section as well as the video caption. So if you're interested in Frankie, fill out the form and ASD will get back to you. We have our link stock coming up, right?
Yes, we do. We have Figgy coming up. But in the meantime, as we say goodbye to Frankie, we want to say thank you to another one of our sponsors, Ola's Favorites. Now, there is nothing like feeding your fur kid a real chunk
we're
of
keeping the
meat
best
or
for last.
cartilage. It's good for their teeth, their coat,
Okay, she
their
wants to go on
bones,
screen.
their eyesight, and overall health. With
Yeah, don't touch
food
me.
regularly sourced from our local
was
markets
brown.
and suppliers,
Yeah, he
Ola's
doesn't-
favorites dehydrated treats and cooked food consists of 100% pure meat and single ingredients that can provide your fur kid with essential vitamins and minerals naturally rather than in supplement form. All our food is made with love in small batches using 100% human grade meat. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram on your screen now.
Oh, those
That's
look
Figgy.
yummy.
Hi, Figgy.
So this is Figgy. Figgy is actually Frankie's sister.
Oh.
Yes, so she's also 3 months, but she's not as big as Frankie.
They look vastly different, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, this litter were there were like brown and white pups in this litter, so they look a bit different. I think personality-wise, also slightly different.
She's got a great honey color on her.
She looks like the hush puppy dog with that face, you know.
The basset hound,
Yeah,
the
basset hound, all
frown.
the frowns
Oh
and
yeah, the
ears.
frown, the frown.
Very worried, forever worried.
The furrowed brow.
Yes.
Look at that.
What's her personality like? Does it match her
Okay.
furrowed face?
She is a little bit timid and nervous outside, and she's definitely feeling a little bit apprehensive right now. But at home, she is super sweet. She's very affectionate and quite playful as well with the other puppy that I'm fostering. So at home, she's a really good dog. But outside, you have to be patient with her because she will need a little bit of time to get used to get used to the surrounding. She may be a bit scared when there's a lot of people around or there's traffic.
So she doesn't even take treats yet.
Basically, what you're saying is that she's like an introvert, like how we were, how all of us were during circuit breaker.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say that.
Very
yeah.
happy, very
None
happy
of-
just cuddling you.
Yeah, like none of us wanted to go out during circuit breaker, and then now, and once we can go out, we don't want to go out. So probably that's what
Makes sense.
Figgy is going through, right?
Yeah. She definitely would need time to adjust when she's out outside or in an unknown environment, which is why she's quite a little bit nervous right now. So she's snuggling up to me. But she's a very, very affectionate and sweet girl. At home, she's playful. Her true colors come out at home. Yeah. And she's actually very treat motivated, but when they're a bit nervous, they don't really want to eat. Hello,
Right,
darling.
right. So she's also not HDB approved.
Right now, no.
Because like earlier on, Wendy
brother.
and Lisa mentioned, right, that they can't be HDB approved until they are of a certain age when they stop growing.
Minimum 6 months.
Yeah.
Minimum 6 months.
So how much would you say that it will take to care for a dog? Like if I'm a new owner and I want to adopt a dog, but I'm not sure what would be the monthly cost that I have to come out for the dog, how much would you say it would be every month?
I think maybe about 100 to 200, depending.
I would say minimum 100. If you want to feed your dog beef and salmon every day, yeah, they can go up to 300.
Wow, that's way better food than any of us are having.
Yeah,
it.
so
Yes.
every time people ask about that, right? So we always tell you, okay, minimum 100, okay, that is just for the daily meal.
Right.
But you know, there are some people who will spoil the dogs that much. Then of course your expenses will go up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, right? But medically wise, I would say that you must always pack ahead, you know. Dogs' medicals are never cheap.
Right.
You know, one-time vet visit can give you a minimum 100-ish. Okay, just like basic vaccinations and their checkups and all that, blood tests, a couple $100.
Right.
Okay, but they don't see doctor as often as we human.
Right.
Okay, so they just have to take note. But if talking about daily expenses, you know, comfortably 200.
200.
You will still have extra change coming out.
Right.
You know, so I always tell, okay, you set 200 for your dogs, whatever extra you just keep it, and then you just snowball, you know, for
Or
the
you
next
want,
couple
you can use
months.
it to buy toys or treats
Yeah,
or
stuff like
beds
that.
or clothes or leash. From my understanding is that there are some pet owners that have like 10 different leashes.
Oh yes,
Wow.
Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, all different kinds. So it really depends on your lifestyle, how much you want to spoil your dog on.
Basically spoiling kids. Same
Yes.
thing, yes.
But one thing you see, mongrels don't need to wear fancy clothes. So the expenses is out.
Very true.
They already have their beautiful coat.
Yeah, so
Oh, she looks so apprehensive. She's on your screen right now. You can see all her thought lines. She's very concerned about what's going on. Is this what she's usually like at home, or she's so much braver?
Oh, at home she is so playful, you know, and very affectionate. Definitely now she is very, but she's like that outside.
Right,
she
right.
is apprehensive, she is nervous outside, she is timid. So you need to be patient and reassure her that everything
Right.
is okay. So, but at home, different puppy. Very, very happy, very playful.
Definitely, basically, it takes time to get to know them, get to see their personality, let them flourish.
So alert though, every little noise. So
But she warms up to people quite fast.
Very good.
When strangers come to the house, she might bark at them for a few minutes.
Right.
And she might retreat because she's scared. But you just give her a treat and she'll come to you and soon she's licking your face.
Oh,
so
that's
she does warm up
brilliant.
quite fast.
So that's something I can totally relate.
you
'cause
lick
like
people's
my
faces?
Wow. Okay. So like my Singapore special has the same reaction. Initially, when he was a puppy, whenever anyone comes into the house,
Right.
he barks and he retreats into the room, looks out, bark, retreat, and even once he actually pushed me in front of him.
Oh no!
So instead of being protective, he pushed me. So I'm the shield. But like it took him about a year with a lot of confidence. You know, I got my friends to give treats to him, sit down, wait for him to come close to them. And then after that, he got used to it. So I think same for Figgy.
Yes.
It will probably take some time, a lot of patience. You need to practice that with your dog.
Because they're like children. You just need some time for them to warm up to people. They have good days, they have better days. And if she's put in an environment which is unfamiliar, you might not see the full sunbeam of a personality just yet. But she's warming up. She's warming up on screen. Thank you for coming out, Figgy.
Can I stay here or you go down?
If you've got questions, oh, that's affection and love. If you've got questions, her foster is sitting right here on the blue couch with us. And that's her brother joining us.
See, warm up already.
Yeah,
See?
so Frankie has gotten his confidence back.
So obviously you can see there's a vast difference between them, but they are both not HDB approved. So it will take some time for them to find out whether they are, but at this point of time they are not. So for people staying in condos or landed property, please
This might be a
inquire.
good plan for you.
Yes. So
I think the
while we
puppies
move
are
on
worried.
to our next dog, our next puppy, who everyone has been passing around because he's so fluffy.
Oh, Ansel.
We do have a shout out for our next sponsor. Oh right, which is like something that I'm supposed to be shouting out about.
Oh no, it's fine. So there's a collaboration happening with the Starry Co. If you zoom in on your screen to Melodee's very shapely neck, Mel is wearing a
That is very
necklace.
kind of you.
She's wearing a necklace from the Starry Co. And every pet that is adopted from this episode will receive this wonderful necklace designed by Debbie. It is still up for sale on the Starry Co. website at $88, and 20% of which is going to Causes for Animals and Uncle Co's Canine. Now we've got the secret sleeper hot star of today's episode. Everyone has been trying to get a piece of him. Is this Ansel?
Look at that fluffy
Ansel in the flesh.
Yes.
Fluffy face.
Can I show you? I'll take his.
I mean, he's so fluffy that they have to take out everything just to show you how poof.
How handsome he is.
He is a good-looking dog.
He looks like the
what's
dog that's
happening?
like from Beethoven.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the puppy from Beethoven, so fluffy.
He is a mongrel, okay? You will probably think, how come he looks so good, so different from any other mongrels, like
Yes.
comparing to Figgy, right?
Yes.
So they are very, how I say, they can be fathered by different fathers and one mothers.
Right.
Okay. So sometimes if you have another handsome father that comes along,
Yes.
then you will get this.
So what you're trying to say is that a litter can have
Yeah.
different fathers.
Correct.
Like one mother dog could give birth to maybe 8 puppies, and all 8 puppies could have different fathers.
Yes.
So they can look quite different with different coloring, different type of fur. But Ansel is not related to Frankie and Figgy.
Okay.
He is from a separate litter. But
He was found.
yeah, he was found alone.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I think his other siblings were taken away by another rescuer. That's what we were told, and maybe he was missed out. So he was found alone.
Right.
And he was tick infested.
Super tick infested.
Yeah, and it's worse because his fur is
Yeah,
very,
it's very thick.
So it's really hard to get the ticks out. So he had to be sent to a professional groomer to get all the ticks out. And then we had him tested for tick fever because he has so many ticks, and he did test positive for tick fever.
I
so
see.
he's currently on medication right now, but the course of the meds is it's ending today, and then he will go for a
fantastic.
review.
Okay.
Yeah, but he doesn't act sick. He's very active, and he's has quite a good appetite. So
He's got like the little like cross paw action, the coy cross paw action going on for the screen.
He always put up his best behavior. He looks like his best behavior, but actual fact it's not.
But he looks so handsome. I can see a lot of hearts being broken by this little puppy.
he's very, very cute.
Yeah.
But
So what's his personality like?
he's very goofy. He is fine with meeting new people, and he's fine with other dogs. Happy boy. As he's a recent rescue, still training him on the pee pad. The toilet thing still needs a little bit of work.
No, we just got him like less than a week.
Oh, so many new rescues.
Yeah, it's less than a week. Yeah. So definitely there's still more work to put it into.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you say that you guys are training, so basically whenever you all rescue a puppy, you guys actually spend time to train them as well.
Usually for puppies, we put them with fosterers, and the fosterers will train them on the toileting, the pee pad, and grass training. We also train them to be comfortable
Right.
on a leash and harness, and train them how to walk.
Okay.
So walking on leash is okay, yeah, but the pee pad taking a bit of time.
Does he respond to his name at this current point?
Yes, he comes when he's called. And so his name. Yeah.
Fluffy,
Look at that flap.
He's
And
such a
okay,
handsome
so
fella.
he's not even 3 months yet.
Not even 3 months yet.
Yeah, he's
So
not
he's a
even 3 months yet. So
baby.
he's gonna be a huge boy.
Definitely not HDB approved. So for his first particularly, he would probably need to go for grooming.
Oh yes, a lot of brushing need to be done, and because it's white, so it's a bit difficult to maintain.
Right.
Okay, because it gets dirty very easily.
Oh, my
A lot of brushing need to be done. Okay, and also because he is a tick fever carrier. Once a carrier is forever a carrier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, even though the treatment is done on him, right?
Right.
It can relapse. If his
Yeah,
health is being
immunity
compromised.
is low.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
I
you have
see.
to be very cautious that you don't get any more ticks on him.
Basically, they need to put some type of medication every time they
Yeah,
go
the
for walks.
preventions
The
and all that.
prevention.
And because his fur is so thick, right?
Yeah.
You get embedded, you wouldn't know.
So you do need to do a check every now and then.
Yes, a lot of grooming to be done on him lah.
So would you say that he would probably cost more than
Yes.
looking after him would cost more than
Yes.
short fur
Correct,
dogs?
correct. Because he will definitely need more maintenance on his fur.
Oh, but that payoff though, look at how sweet he is. The two puppies are falling asleep on camera. If you want to get this gorgeous energy into your home, or Frankie, this handsome brother. Hi, yes, we're talking about you. All the babies up on the couch are looking for beautiful new homes. So lovely, so sweet in terms of the personality, in terms of their willingness to cuddle up with humans. It's such a joy bringing a new animal into your home and sharing your life with them for decades. And because these are babies, you'll have 12 years, 15 years of love and affection to look forward to.
And when you adopt from ASD, you do get adopted into the family as well, because they will actually help you throughout your entire stage. They'll even invite you on their trekking. So Lisa goes trekking often with her dog, so you can definitely join her with that.
I try to plan outings among the siblings. So puppies get well socialized, the owners get to exchange experiences and all that. It's part and parcel of learning lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one amazing thing that everyone should note is that although if you are a HDB person, don't get discouraged, even though these puppies may not be HDB approved, do not get discouraged, because there will be a lot of other dogs that are looking for homes. Don't get discouraged if you don't get this one. Keep on trying, because it took some people maybe like a year or two before they actually find their perfect dog for them. So if you're looking for HDB dogs, we have shown 2 puppies on this entire episode that are HDB approved. You can also check out ASD directly for other dogs that they have for adoption. I think maybe the puppies want to go and sleep already, so we probably need to give them their time to rest.
Nope, she's not resting.
Nope, this one does not need sleep. Sake is still back.
So is
Dollar
Dollar?
is running around.
So obviously Sake and Dollar have bounce and bouts of energy.
Oh no, they're trying to play with Frankie, but Frankie is a bit confused with what to do with all
don't
these
bully.
women around him.
Okay, I think that's all we have for the adoption.
One more time for Sake.
Sake has not given up at all.
No, not at all. Oh, we've got a group photo with all the babies. Do you want to jump up,
Except
Frankie?
for Brenda, she does not want to come
Brenda
in.
doesn't want to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get all the doggies
So
out.
a last shot of majority of the dogs that were on for today's episode.
Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. So we've got all these fantastic energy running around the set. We've got almost the full composite of all the gorgeous animals that we had on the show today. Does Brenna feel like coming in?
Brenna, come here.
Brenna, do you feel like coming in,
Brenna.
Come,
Brenna,
Brenna.
come here. Come
Who's
here,
that?
girl. Brenna.
Darling.
Brenna, come.
As you can see, they are all treat motivated then.
Brenna.
Even the ones that were sleeping just now.
So we've got all the doggies in. So if you see any of the faces that you can see in your life, Brenna, so for the question that came in earlier,
Brenna.
who's HCB approved?
Brenna,
Brenna over here is
Good
HCB
girl.
approved. Sake in the cute little pink is HCB approved. The rest, we are waiting to see how tall they get.
If not,
There is
maybe
a chance. If not,
maybe then we can have people who are staying in condos or landed property to give them more space to run and flourish.
precisely so. And if you act right now, Dollar is exactly at the height limit, the shoulder height limit. So if you are keen on Dollar, our vocal girl, she is exactly at the height limit right now. So feast your eyes on our puppy-loving friends. Our
Fill out
puppy
the form
babies.
that we have attached in the video caption or in the comment section.
And now, on that note, thank you all for coming around with all your puppies. We really appreciate you taking the time to educate us and the people at home about all the things that we need to know about these wonderful creatures. Yes. Okay. I think this one's my friend now. He's my new friend.
We have to move on to our next segment, which many of you guys have been asking us to bring in, which is about canine first aid. Like, who knew that canine first aid is available?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be swapping out the humans on the couch. The
Thank
doggies can
you,
stay. I'm sure the doggies can stay. But in the meantime, we will tell you guys a little bit more about who you have to look forward to. Bye, babies.
See, this is what happens whenever we have an episode. We get too distracted with the dogs.
I know. Can you blame us though? Have you seen their lovely little faces?
So next up we have Ralph from Fido's Pawpose. He will be coming in to teach us a little bit about the first aid. He actually runs Fido Pawpose, which is a practice focused on physical therapy.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. And conditioning for dogs. They also do a pet saver program by Pet Tag on weekends.
But before we get into that, we have question number 2 on our giveaway. And the second question for today's giveaway, and again, fastest answer gets it. Which shelter is featured in today's episode? Which shelter is featured in today's episode? If you know the answer to that, tippity type it away. Our volunteers will get back to you really shortly if you are the first person to get that information. And I think we are ready for Ralph. Come through, Ralph. I hope you don't mind our slightly furry couch.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. As always, a happy new year to one and all.
We forgot that bit. Yeah, Happy
Yeah.
New Year, guys.
Yeah, you know, sometimes Happy New Year, we kind of think it's just like the first 3 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And we kind of forgot. And plus this year, Chinese New Year is very different.
Exactly.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more. Okay, for
Okay.
people who have not recalled this wonderful man, the last time we saw him, he was in swimming attire, looking very dapper.
Right,
Why don't you
sure.
remind our guests at home What is it that you do? What is the story of Rel?
Right. So basically, just we started Fido's Pawpose quite recently, just in the beginning of last year, with a view to champion actually responsible therapy in companion animals. Because in this time and age, I think we see a lot of say uptick in the pet population, in people taking care of pets, and I think then it comes across a demand that we need to also fulfill by bridging the gap and making sure certain facilities and expertise are available so that the upkeep can be sustained for a long time.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, so what we do is my practice focuses a lot on physical therapy. So we are talking about cases whereby dogs who have problems or dogs who are, say, maybe having a bad time with, say, hip dysplasia, issues with the knees and all that. They come to us as part of a conservative management plan to help us sustain the mobility for as long as we can. But then again, for puppies who are then coming to us where they have no certain issues, say they're fit and all that, then we are looking at a different approach to prime them up so they have a longer longevity when it comes to their mobility and also builds confidence so they don't get so scared of everything else in life.
So who are the people that Fido's Pawpose usually works with?
Yeah, so we usually see a lot of referrals from primary care veterinarians, so we're talking about vets basically. We do see a lot of counterparts, say from the hydrotherapy space, from chiropractors and all that. They do come together to work together with us because I think all these come together to form a very, very good watertight ecosystem of care that we can provide for our pets. And not only that, we see a lot of pet professionals, dog groomers, dog trainers, all coming to us because I think what we do definitely does come into a part of the whole chain of care that we can provide to the pet industry as a whole and then empower pet owners in the same process.
Amazing. So there's so much content to get through. It's so many hard facts that as people with animals or people working in fields with animals, there's so much we need to know. So why don't you start us off by telling us what is a primary pet assessment? Yeah.
So basically what happens is we're going to cover, so just maybe to an overarching thing about primary pet assessment is to first and foremost decide whether a pet is generally in need of any intervention or first aid care. So without going into further details or further, I would say, thorough details, I think what we want to look for is when it comes to first aid, priority is always making sure to ensure safety of yourself before saving others. Okay?
It's like they say on the airplanes, right? Attend to yourself first.
Exactly, because think about it, you don't want any collateral damage in the whole haste of trying to save a dog and then not noticing, let's say there's cars coming through, there's a drain right in front of you and you injure yourself in the process. And what's going to happen is you now lose an ability to not only save the dog, but you're going to get injured and you may have 2 casualties. And so that's number one when it comes to primary pet assessment. And when we come to that, we also want to look at the surrounding dangers around you when it comes to all this. So sometimes first aid may not just happen at home. It may happen in, say, a shelter environment. It may happen in cases whereby it's at a dog park where there's tons of kids and children running around. So I think the whole idea here is making sure once you survey the surrounding and have all these in mind before going in. And so you have all the resources ready available for you before you do anything with the dog.
Very good. So in summary, it's figuring out the situation that led to the animal possibly requiring CPR or first aid in the first place. It's looking out to make sure that you are not putting yourself in danger as you attend to this animal who might possibly need CPR or first aid.
Exactly. So it's a whole state of mind. It's a whole, I wouldn't say a lifestyle, but I think it's a whole state of mind about trying to rationalize and putting yourself in a state of mind whereby you are now well positioned. You are in a zone whereby you can then perform what you need to do as rationally as you can, as professionally as you can within the state protocols.
Basically, whenever that kind of situation comes, we have to keep calm instead of jumping the gun. Like naturally, we will definitely panic. So we do need to prepare ourselves to make sure that we don't straight away react. We have to stop ourselves, calm ourselves, and then attend to the situation, right?
That's correct. So like I say, sometimes excitability doesn't help efforts because, if you are, example, say going out and, oh, this is a bad problem, my dog is going to die, how? And, this creates a lot of, I would say, angst and anxiety in the air, which is then going to manifest in the dog that you're going to save. And that's not going to make it easier. So, that doesn't mean that we are not compassionate. It just means that, we just have to be very professional and be calm about it.
Right.
and just for the interest of the dog.
But how would you know that your dog requires CPR? Like, what are the kind of things that we need to look out for?
Yeah. So the first thing that I want to share is as long as a dog is not breathing,
Right.
okay, that is your typical first indicator. So the three things I want to for viewers to take away from today is really if you look at the dog and you don't see any chest compressions,
Right.
okay, coming from the chest, okay, that means they're not breathing. There's no, I would say, think about it like a mechanical ventilator.
Right,
There's
right.
no
movement.
no movement. So that's one of the first visual indicators.
Okay.
The next one is also probably to look and listen. Okay, are you able to hear any form of air exchange? So naturally, if a dog is breathing, you will hear a lot of the
The breathing sounds.
yeah,
yes.
the breathing sounds, right? And lastly, you want to feel for it. And how do you go about doing that is putting your hands just in front of the dog's snout to feel for any air exchange. So if these three things are not, I would say, available, so what it means is the dog is generally not breathing. And usually with that, that would be your first protocol to enter into what is known as a CPR protocol.
Right.
Regardless of whether the dog has a heartbeat or not, because
Right.
there's a new standard that says that, taking a heartbeat takes up too much time.
Right.
And, sometimes we just don't want to
Waste those
delay the
valuable
process.
minutes.
Exactly. So it's about going in, doing the CPR, getting it all in first, then assessing it later on.
Right.
Once you are into the groove and momentum, we'll have protocols for that.
Right.
So what should the immediate reaction be?
Right. So what you need to do is first and foremost, if you are in an environment where you have lots of people around you, I think first is foremost to secure the environment. So
Okay.
basically making sure, say for example, if I were in this environment and if a dog were to require
Yes.
emergency here.
Yes.
So what would be the first thing I'll do is, you know what, okay, let's try to assign everybody
Okay.
different roles. I'll be like, Audrey, you please get my car, please get the car ready, we're going to get this dog somewhere else. I'll
Okay.
say, Melodee, please, get everybody away, let's give this dog some space.
All right.
Then I'll go in, focus, have the whole primary assessment mindset that we talked about earlier, then do CPR on the dog after I've decided and determined that the dog is not seen to be breathing. Okay.
Yes.
No chest compressions going up and down. There's no sound coming out from the dog, and there's no feel or there's no hot air exchange in the snout.
Okay,
so that's how the process
Three
needs to
things for you to remember, three things for you to look out for: the chest compressions, the sight of
Yep.
the breathing, and the third one
The feel.
was the feel
Warmth.
on your hand, the warmth on your hand. So if you are missing all three elements, you know you need to start CPR sooner rather than later.
That's correct.
That's very important. Would you recommend that all pet owners learn how to do CPR?
Yes, I believe so. I think I strongly encourage because it's not just pet owners but also pet professionals within the industry.
Of course.
I think we all have been made privy to recent cases where
Right.
pet professionals in the industry have also, say in cases, I'll say had some missteps
Yes.
where unfortunately the consequence of this were the dogs passing away due to inadequate or negligent care. So I think it's an opportunity for every one of them to come on board to learn. It's an 8-hour investment of your time, but then like say I think it's a very, very good investment because you are then in a way directly or indirectly prolonging the lifespan of your pets by making sure they get the right intervention when necessary.
So accidents happen,
Yeah.
right? So in situations where, say it isn't an accident, say it's heat stroke,
Yeah.
how do we identify heat stroke?
Yeah. So that's a very, very good topic that we want to cover. So heat stroke, what happens basically gets the dog into a state of shock.
Right.
Okay, so shock, I mean, it's not like, I scare a dog and, boo, and, the dog gets shocked. It's a different kind of shock, okay? The shock that we're referring to is really the dog enters a state whereby they don't have adequate oxygen supply within the tissue. And then what happens is the body loses its ability to regulate its own body temperature.
Right.
Okay, so what it means by that is the dog is in a very, very life-threatening situation, and that could occur as a result of heat stroke, amongst many other things.
Right.
So what we want to know first and foremost, the signs and symptoms of heat stroke.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, number one, you'll be seeing a lot of lethargy in the dog. Sometimes they may have what is known as an ataxia. Ataxia means very lethargic, very uncoordinated movement. Okay, so they may walk and they may like stumble as though they're a little bit like a drunkard kind of stance if you think
see.
about it. Okay, so that could be the first indicator. The next one could be also salivation of the mouth.
Okay.
You see a lot of foaming, and that's because of the mechanical action of the tongue. Okay, trying to lick, and trying to
Right.
keep cool, and that starts, develops into foaming.
I see.
Okay, so that's one. The next one we may look at is also they may be vomiting as well, surprisingly, because think about it, it's about trying to repel heat from the body. I spit, right? I spit, I vomit is to get rid of the heat, heat within the body. And you may get other things such as, I would say, what is known as capillary refill rate. Okay, we want to do that to find out.
That sounds technical.
Yep, it is. And I'm going to have a dog here to kind of just demonstrate how capillary refill rate looks like to every homeowner. And this is something that you can do for your dog. And who do we have here?
So just to point out, this dog is Foxy and she's not up for adoption. She's already been adopted.
She's already been, that's her mommy.
Yeah, that's a mommy there.
Okay, so capillary refill rate is something very, very interesting, and it's a very good first indicator to determine whether your dog is in some form of shock, or in this case, we're talking about heat stroke. We want to do this. So now, if you can do that on every dog, you can just open up, the gums. Okay, just see. You can now see the gums here, and what you want to do is use your finger, just gently, just press and release.
Sorry, could we just do that again? We'll do a very close-up of that.
Yeah, okay, so maybe we can just do that again.
Once more with feeling, Foxy.
Yeah, okay, come. You're looking dapper today. Come, let's do. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to just lift the gums up. Okay, we're going to press on the gums. Okay, and then release. So you see how much time is taken to kind of replenish or refill.
Right.
Okay, in this case, based on what I've been looking, it's about 1.5 to 2 seconds, which suggests that the dog is generally healthy. Okay, in cases of heat stroke, where the dogs are in shock typically, it may take between 5 to 6 seconds for this to replenish.
Oh, that sounds really long if the baseline is 1 second.
Exactly. So what this means basically is the body recognizes the body recognizes that they're in some form of trouble, and the body retains all the blood that is necessary for circulation to the core organs of the body. So basically the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, the liver, but basically everywhere else in terms of like the extremities and all that are all omitted from this whole chain of action that the body does.
Very good. So is there any other layperson signs without reaching into your pet's mouth and taking note of whether they've been vomiting on first glance?
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a party going on. There's a party going on.
And Foxy has went to inspect.
Yes, Foxy's gone to rescue, if necessary, anyone who needs some attention. There's a photo shoot going on.
Yeah.
So clearly someone was not ready for their close-up. How would you know the difference between a dog that is very hot, on the verge of heat stroke? So what is the earliest sign to look out for?
Yeah. Okay, so one of the earlier signs, and I think this is very, very, I would say, apparent in our society as well, is if they start to pant quite a lot.
I see.
Yeah, because if they have uncontrollable panting, and I think a lot of brachycephalic breeds, we talk about those flat-nosed breeds. If you have a pug, you have an English bulldog and whatever, so those breeds are more susceptible to actually that. And the panting makes it worse. Okay, so it's an initial sign that your dog is probably in some form of stress. If they're barking a lot, and sometimes what you can do is you can even feel for the ears. If the ears feel unusually warm compared to, say, in a normal environment, that could be your first indicator.
Oh,
so what should we do like before they go into heat stroke? Is there anything that we can do?
Yeah. So what you can do is you may want to actually cool the dog down by using, say, a towel. Okay, can you just wet it? Okay, and make sure it's going to be cool water, ambient cool water, not cold water.
Right.
Okay, and the reason why we say cool water is because think about it. If I throw ice water on the dog to cool the dog down, what's going to happen is the dog is going to start contracting in terms of its muscles.
I see.
Yeah. And just think about it. If like you were to travel to a very cold country, you start to shiver.
Yep.
Yeah. And when you shiver, what happens is the body
raises your body temperature.
Exactly. It's retaining heat, so you are not losing heat. So thinking that by throwing water, cold water, ice water is helping to reduce heat in the dog, you are actually counterintuitive, right?
I see.
So you're getting the dog to retain more heat, and the dog may not be able to lose that heat. So ambient water, hose it down with cool water, and just let the dog be in a shaded environment where possible. If you have an umbrella, just take an umbrella and just shade it, and just keep it there for about 5 to 10 minutes. For the most part, they should eventually cool down enough where they get functional and they stand up and walk again.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
As you can tell, the puppies are still in the studio. They're just walking around, strutting around their style.
So, are there any CPR protocols that we should be aware of as lay people who have not gone for the 8-hour training course just yet?
Yeah. So when it comes to CPR protocol, so what I want to say is, of course, in when in the absence of the knowledge and the skills, what you can do is any type of intervention is definitely helpful. Okay, so if you are afraid, you're not sure what to do, just do what you can. Some people just use the fingers and just try to compress certain landmarks within the body, and that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
We are saying that it may not be ideal, but the thing is, in the whole grander scheme of things, doing something is better than doing nothing.
Okay. Right.
And my view is, depending on your religious, background, some people say, if you want to lay hands on the dog, if it makes you feel better, you want to pray, you want to chant, you want to meditate in front. I think that's absolutely fine too, because as long as you have a very good energy around you, that's going to help and promote some form of positive vibes that may help the dog to then recover from that state of mind.
Very cool. So if we were interested in getting in on this 8-hour course, where do we go?
Well, you can go to our website, or I'm sure you can actually reach out to the folks at Hope for Animals, and I think they will connect us. We currently run the program once every month or twice every month, depending on how it is. But we are overly subscribed, and the next intake will be looking in April or May 2021.
That's wonderful that
That's
you're
great.
oversubscribed.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of it is that we are trying to get more pet owners to learn about CPR. So for it to be overly subscribed is a good thing.
Yep.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem, and I think one good thing that we want to talk about is I think one of the Hope for Animal partners that we worked with has tied up with us, and actually what happens is they channel most of the dogs to us. So we do have a constant stream of pet owners who are now coming to us as part of the adoption process for their pets, and I think that's a good thing because it's not seen anywhere else in Singapore. It's a landmark agreement whereby owners before taking their pets home have to finish this program. In terms of CPR and first aid. So we are glad to be part of this whole process, and that's what keeps it going.
Changing lives one puppy at a time. We're very proud of the work that you're doing with Fido's Pawpose and all the tie-ups that you've got with the various animal welfare groups. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. Are there any parting words that the people at home need to know about?
Right, so I'm just basically, if you are not sure of anything else, just feel free to reach out. I think most importantly is, pet care is for a lifetime. I think that's very, very important, and what you need to do is, if you are unsure, it's always good to just reach out. Sometimes it may not be your worst nightmare yet, but if early intervention is always better than finding a reactive kind of a process to kind of correct some of these
Basically,
Brilliant.
be prepared.
things. Yeah, preventive management.
Be prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
So final shout out, why don't you tell everyone at home where to go to find out more details? Your Instagram, your Facebook, what is it?
Okay, it's called it's Fido's Pawpose. So it's www.fidospawpose.com. Alternatively, we are on Facebook and we are also on Instagram.
That's Pawpose, spelled Pawpose. It's up on your screen right now. Thank you so much, Ralph, for taking the time to chill out with us.
No problem. The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for hosting this, and I wish you guys great success.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank
we
you,
have
Ralph.
one more question in our giveaway. So if you have not had the best luck in typing the answers just yet, remember we've got one more, and the fastest fingers gets it. The question is very simple. The third and final question for our giveaway: how many dogs were up for adoption today? How many dogs were up for adoption today? Put that in the Facebook comments as quickly as you can. If you have successfully won one of our 3 bags, our volunteers will be getting in touch sooner rather than later. Good luck. Press spacebar, press enter. We will see you soon, hopefully holding the goodie bag.
Yes,
the
the Happy Pal goodie bag that is sponsored by Yappy Pets. So thank you, Yappy Pets, once again.
So the next time that we will see you, because we've come to the end of our episode, is on the 7th of March, again at 12 noon. And this time we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be having a cookout, an episode on home-cooked food for your pets. So give the shelters and volunteers some time to sift through all the information in the forums from today's episode with all the doggies that you saw. Give them some time. They will get back to you. They will be contacting the potential adopters. And remember, as always, that when you adopt an animal, you are saving 2 lives: the life of the animal that you bring home and the spot in the shelter that you free up for the next dog.
And definitely when you adopt, you actually encourage the people around you at the same time. It builds compassion and kindness into our community, which our community would definitely need. Thank you so
And
much
on
for
that
joining
note,
us.
thank you very much. My name is Audrey Lim,
My name is Melodee Tan.
and we will see you on the 7th of
Seventh.
March. Bye.
See you.